Right, so I'm going to do a quick video to explain to you the 100. So the 100 is in every single exercise, Pilates exercise class that I do. It's nearly always the first one that we do lying down on the mat. There's a reason for that, and the reason is that the 100 is really good for warming up the body. It fires up lots of different aspects of the body. We've got the legs involved, the arms are involved, your core is involved. You might have the upper body curl up. So depending on the level that you do, it basically can use the whole of the body. So that's why the 100 is always at the beginning of an exercise class. So there's quite a few different elements to the 100. So I'm going to show you all of them so that you can understand the 100. And then when we're in a class environment, I don't need to explain all the nitty gritty again each time. So this is your 100 Pilates exercise masterclass. So watch this, and then when you join one of my classes, we can go straight into it. So with the 100, we'll be lying on the mat. I'm just going to, point this down a bit. So we'll be lying on the mat in our semi-supine position. So semi-supine means that we've got a neutral alignment through the spine. I'm going to take you through that really quickly now as well. So hands make a diamond shape. And then you're going to place your thumbs underneath your belly button and the rest of your hands fall over your belly. And draw those shoulders down away from your ears, tuck the chin so you get the length down the back of the neck, and your feet are flat on the floor, hip distance apart, knees are bent. And I'm going to imagine that there's a marble in the middle of that diamond shape on your belly. And then we roll that marble down towards your thumbs. And then we roll that marble down towards your fingertips. So I'm lifting my spine away from the mat here. And then as I roll the marble down towards my thumbs, I'm pressing my spine into the mat. So rolling that marble north and south a few times. And then we can find that point in the middle of those two extremes. So the marble now is not rolling towards my thumbs or towards my fingers. And if I feel under my lower back, I can fit my flat hand in there. So that is a neutral spine. Also another point to think about, my two bony hip bones, sticky out bits here, and the pubic bone are level now with each other. So if I were to arch through the spine, my pubic bone is lowering, and if I tilt the pelvis this way, my pubic bone is lifting. So I want to find, again, that point where these bones are level, and we've got that little flat hand gap. So hands reach down by your side. So with the 100, it's basically got 100 arm beats. So the arm beats want to be nice and strong arms with a micro bend at the elbow so that we're not rigid through the elbow joint, just a micro bend. And the movement comes from the shoulder. So strong wrists, not floppy wrists, not floppy elbows. So pumping the arms for a count of 5 as you breathe in through the nose. And then pumping the arms for a count of 5 as you exhale through the mouth. And we do that 10 times, and that gives us the 100. So it's not just the arm beats. What we're doing is we're also engaging through the powerhouse. So draw up the pelvic floor and scoop that belly button down towards the mat. Really scoop it down. So pulling it down and trying to tuck it up under your ribs for the whole of the 100. Okay, while we're doing those arm beats. So that means that my body is now stable because I'm really engaging through that powerhouse. If I don't engage through the powerhouse, I get a bit of movement through the rib cage, and I'm kind of, the pelvis is moving backwards and forwards. So I'm going to engage through the powerhouse again, and I'm much more stabilized through the torso. So we've done the arms, we've done the powerhouse, and we're going to do the leg options now. So whilst we're doing those 100 arm beats, we could have level 1, which is one leg in tabletop. So breath in, fire up the powerhouse, and we do breath in for 5, and exhale for 5. Inhale. And exhale for 5. And then halfway, you will swap to the other leg. So for the other 50. So that's level 1 of the 100. Level 2 of the 100 would be both legs in tabletop for the whole 100. So it's pulling that belly button down towards the mat. And I breathe in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So that is option 2, and you do that for the whole 100. Option 3, 1, 2, 3, is we bring both legs to tabletop and then we can straighten those legs. Now up towards the ceiling is going to be a little bit easier than if we start to lower those legs, and we want to keep that flat hand gap under the lower back. Don't let it increase, because as we lower those legs, the pelvis wants to tip. We want to arch through the lower back, but you've got to fire up that powerhouse to keep the pelvis and the spine stable. So we breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 5. And those legs have got to be really extended. So if you're kind of here, you're not really getting the benefit of the straight leg option. So you might as well keep them in tabletop and work on that. Tabletop offers a different challenge. So we've got the weight of the legs when we're in tabletop to contend with, whereas if we're here, you're doing a halfway house and you're not really getting any benefit. So it's either straight legs or legs in tabletop. Now, that's not the final option. The final option would involve an upper body curl up. Now, it's really important that you do the upper body curl up correctly. So let's just work on that upper body bit to start with. So it's a breath in. Forget the arm beats for now. Let's bring the arms overhead. So inhale, exhale, arms come up and over. We tuck the chin, lift the back of the head and reach down towards your heels. And now we can do those arm beats. So we breathe in and exhale. So my eyes are looking below my knees, not here. Tuck the chin, looking, but I'm also lengthening through the crown of the head. So I'm not just bringing my chin to chest. There's a lot involved in this upper body curl up, and I'm coming up onto the tips of my shoulder blades. Okay. So if you don't do the upper body curl up correctly, let's say you're only here and you're doing this, your head is going to wobble. You're really going to put a strain on the muscles on the front of your neck. So if you find that it's straining you in any way, rest your head back on the mat and focus on doing the 100 without the upper body lift. However, I'm going to demo very quickly. So we could have that upper body curl up with any of the options. So legs, so you can have one leg in tabletop, scooping the belly down. Halfway through, you change. You could have both legs in tabletop for the whole of the 100. And you can have your legs straightened and you can lower them down depending on how strong you are through those abdominal muscles. So that is the 100, the variations. So when you come to do a class with me, you want to make sure that you've been through this video and you know the options that you've got available to you. And one week you might find that you can do it with straight legs and your head lifted. And then another week you might find actually you need to have your legs in tabletop and maybe keep the head and shoulders lowered. So all the variations of the 100 are available to you, and it is up to you to work at the level that's challenging for you without being impossible, so that you then start losing your alignment, or your spine starts lifting away from the mat, or your head is dropping and you're getting that neck strain. So you've got to listen to your own body and, get the best. The 100 is such an excellent exercise when it's done correctly. So, and in each day is different. So there you go. That is the 100 broken down. So I look forward to seeing you in class to do the 100 with me.